Yeah, the normal reasons, I feel like. Fame, fortune, those sorts of things.
Was teaching a thought for you when you were a kid?
No, not at all, if I'm being honest. Yeah. I never in a million years thought I would be here. Ultimately, even when I started my instructional assistant position, I didn't know I wanted to do this. But over the last few years, my son actually struggles a lot, and that's what led me ultimately to EC.
I'm working with the special needs kids. I just feel like it's such an underserved population. Not a lot of young kids go to school for special education anymore. Excuse me. And that's why I chose it, because I feel like they really have a lot to give, but they're underserved.
I went into education because I have a passion for people with disabilities and showing the world what they're capable of and what they can do. I fell in love with special education and just the love of advocating for those who aren't advocated for enough.
It wasn't always on my radar. I just decided about 2 years ago when I found out my child was autistic, and then realized that not all children learn the same, and I wanted to kind of be that first line of defense for kids coming in to preschool and kindergarten and help them learn in a way that was unique to them.
I have been involved in my children's school lives, so I became a substitute teacher and got my feet wet in the classroom. And when a position came up for the business and marketing, I said, well, I think I might like to use some of my skills in the classroom in that area.
Honestly, I've always wanted to be a teacher since I was probably even before I started in school. My cousin was a teacher, and I've always helped her set up her classroom. She started off in first grade, moved up to second, then third, and now she's back in first. Just helping her with all of that and seeing all of the process and planning and all the fun teacher stuff, it's always been something I've been drawn to. I always would play school, and I was always the teacher for my stuffed animals. It's just always been, I've always enjoyed playing with the kids too.
I could thank my little sister for that. During COVID, we used to play school, and she used to beg me. She's 10 years younger than me, and she used to beg me to play school, and I never wanted to play. And then one time I was like, okay, let's do this. And the roles flipped. I was like, let's play school, but I get to be the teacher. And now it's cool because it's not pretend, I'm a teacher now.
So my mom was a special education teacher. Whenever I was in 6th grade, I was in a math class, and I loved math so much, and I just knew that I wanted to become a teacher. So since 6th grade till now, I've had that dedication in my mind, and yeah, I'm excited to teach students and see them succeed and teach them math.
It gives me a great sense of pride. I mean, my mom has won awards, they have scholarships in her name, and just knowing I'm following in her footsteps just makes me at peace, and I'm just so excited for the future, and I know she's super proud of me.
I came from a family of teachers. I actually have my bachelor's in English, and I grew up firsthand seeing all the effort and the behind the scenes meticulous planning that they all put into teaching, and the attention that they gave to their kids. They really adopted them, and their problems became their problems, and their struggles became their struggles. And they really wanted to support them and see them succeed beyond the classroom. And the saying that you can only do so much, but I've seen them give their so much, so I'm here to offer my so much.
This is really my second major career that I've done in my adult life. And the reason I had to make a change from construction and electrical work was because I got a nerve disease in my feet, which has affected my balance, and I really can't climb up and down ladders. I can't walk around job sites safely anymore. So I had to make a change. And I had gone to college. I had an undergraduate degree in geography. I'd studied physical geography. So I went back and got my master's in teaching, and now I'm going to be teaching 8th grade science. And I'm looking forward to it because I think I can be really enthusiastic about science, and I enjoy talking about it, and I really think I'll enjoy teaching it. So, and hopefully I can spark an interest in the students.
Well, I have my background in environmental science. That's where I got my undergrad. I was working in the field as an environmental scientist for a little while and decided that working behind a desk wasn't for me. And I've always gravitated towards working with children, and I found it profoundly meaningful. So I think this is the natural career path.
I worked in a corporate environment actually before I started teaching, and it was just soul-sucking. I feel like felt very pointless. And this is my 3rd year teaching now, actually, but I just really enjoy having a more tangible purpose, a more tangible impact on actual people. And so I just find the career rewarding.
For 25 years, I actually helped a lot of adults, faculty, staff, everybody in the community just live their best life. But I got called to come back into that classroom because those generations are the ones that are going to be lasting generations. And if I can just put some hope back into that heart and get them excited to learn and grow and just thrive, life is going to be good for them.
After COVID hit, I just reevaluated and realized that I wanted more creativity, and I remembered back to I taught a improv class and I loved it, and seeing those kids thrive. I taught 4th through 6th and it was just amazing, and I just started exploring it, and it combines everything I was loving in college, of just being a total nerd, and then being able to be a safe adult for kids, and just bringing in that social work piece of being able to get all those skills of working through your own emotions and navigating life, and then the theater piece of building that community and instilling that creativity and being it's a performance, like edutainment and stuff.
Ever since I was in elementary school, I loved leading and teaching. I would actually take my recess time and go down to the kindergarten classes and just help them read. I loved being able to be in that position and see the aha moments that you would see in not only people, but students at such a good age to want to love to learn. And I want to be able to inspire that in other students.
I always wanted to be a nurse. I knew I wanted to be a nurse from when I was little, and people started asking, what do you want to do when you grow up? What I didn't know is the forms that nursing can take. You can work in so many different places, do different things. This is brand new for me, but I'm excited because it's still nursing, but it's different.
I have always wanted to be a teacher. My mom was a teacher and my grandma was a teacher, so I grew up kind of watching them. My internship, I did an internship in high school, and I did kindergarten and I did 4th grade, so I had some experience before I went to college, and I knew that's what I wanted to do. And I kind of got a feel for all the grades and figured out what I liked the best.
I applied for one school and one school only for the prime reason of music education. I went to Appalachian State. I grew up through school going to band class, and I developed a passion early on. I like to share my passion with others in hopes that hopefully they enjoy that part of school, and that, onto adulthood and everything else, they can still carry that music with them because it grows with you.
I wanted to go into teaching, specifically physical education, just because I want to just teach my students about all the importance of the various aspects of health, and I also want to motivate all my students and make a deep impact on them, so going outside of the classroom, they continue to add physical activity into their daily lives.
I went to college and I got a degree in exercise science, and I got my big girl job, and I ran athletic programs for the city of Wilmington, and I loved it, but I wanted to give back even more. So I decided to just go back for education, and fitness is such a big part of my life. And with technology and how kids are on their phones and playing video games and stuff all the time, I just want to give back to something that has meant so much to me. So I want students to learn about lifelong fitness, and that you need to be active throughout your whole entire life. And I just want students to know that.
My sister's a PE teacher, and so she inspired me to go into it. I would always view her classroom, and I just loved the classroom, and I loved seeing all the students and interacting with them, so it just guided me down that path, and then I got into it and fell more in love with it.
I've just seen how being in the education system, working with teachers has had an extreme impact that lasts your entire life. A lot of it's positive and a lot of it can be negative. So I chose to be a teacher just because I want to be able to give young people, no matter who you are, an effective and supportive learning environment.
I knew I wanted to do something math related, but then I just kept kind of thinking back. I was like, well, do I want to be a teacher? And then I just thought back to a time like I've had experiences with bad teachers, I've had experiences with good teachers and the positive effects and the negative effects, and I figured if I join the world of education, that's one more teacher that can have a positive effect on students. So that's kind of what swayed my decision.
I didn't go into college wanting to do teaching. Once I hit like my sophomore year, I was like, this is something I want to do because I remember me having such a great experience growing up, going to high school. I went to Topsail High School, and I just wanted to have that same impact on the kids that I had by the teachers.
I actually changed my major halfway through my sophomore year. I was a speech language pathologist major at first, and then I wanted to do that so I could work with the special needs community and population. So I looked at special education and decided it was something that I would really be happy with and could get passionate about.
I didn't have the support and I did not have a good time in middle school. That's why I wanted to become a teacher, especially for middle school, just to be a source of support and really to just give them that really good transition between elementary school and entering high school, because it can be a really, really tough time.
Everybody learns differently, and that was really important to me because I was one that didn't learn quickly to how my teachers were teaching, and so I wanted to make sure that kids would be able to learn my passion of science, but also give it to them in an exciting way.
The kids are not proficient in their math, English, and I feel like, hey, I can continue serve the country by helping in this arena. And not for the military, for any profession, we need people who has better math capacity. They should do the things it used to be. And it's not easy a task. And we're struggling on it, and I know that, and I think I can do something about it.
In high school, didn't do well whatsoever. Teachers really didn't bring out the best in me, probably told me more what I couldn't do versus what I could do. So at this point in my life, after getting my bachelor's degree, master's degree, retiring from the Marine Corps, I just want to go back and give something to the kids that maybe I wasn't given, and be more of an influence and role model for them, and get their best out of them and tell them what they can achieve versus what they can't achieve.
It's something to have a lot of pride in, because I had an excellent experience in this county, just growing up here, and to be able to now take on the role as a teacher, I want to be able to just give back to the county, to the community, because these kids deserve it, and as teachers, it's just an honor.
I graduated Pinner High in 2019, and I'll be returning to teach social studies, civics, and world history, hopefully, this year, again at Pinner High. I'm really excited to get back. My teachers were very supportive of me in high school, and they kind of inspired me to become a teacher. So I went to UNCW. I was originally going to go into math, but then social studies spoke to me a little bit more, and I went through it all, did my student teaching at Pinner High, and a job opened up to where I could teach back at my old high school.